Hi, welcome to Pico Playtime, the video series where I play through some cool Pico 8 games to show to you, lovely people. Today's game is called Beatwise Trigger. It's made by a developer called Pixel Shock, also known as QB on the Pico 8 forums. I've done a couple of Pixel Shock's games up to this point, Ninja Cat and Ninja in the Dragon's Lair. No ninjas in this game. This game is called Beatwise Trigger. It was made for RNDGAME JAM 2. A game jam organised by Tom Hall. The idea of the game jam is that you are given, or you can pick from, 10 or more randomly generated names, and the names can be all sorts of random things. That's the fun. You pick a name from that list, and then you make a game about it. So as game jams go, it's fairly unrestricted. Apart from the name, you can make whatever you want, which is pretty cool. As you might have guessed by the name, Beatwise Trigger, the game that Pixel Shock decided to make, was a rhythm-based dungeon crawler. Let's read the description. So, Beatwise Trigger is a rhythm-based dungeon crawler inspired by Enter the Gungeon and Bullets Per Minute. Now, I haven't played Bullets Per Minute, but I have played Enter the Gungeon, and I can see a lot of the influences of the game there. However, another rhythm-based dungeon crawler that this reminds me of is Crypt of the Necrodancer, which is kind of much more in terms of a roguelike. This one is more of a kind of a bit like Gauntlet, actually, now that I think about it. Anyway, let's get it loaded up. So this game is on Splore. I've also put a link to the itch page, and if you go to the itch page, you can also from there visit the page for RNDGAME JAM and look at some of the other submissions. The last video I did was a different game in that jam. There's loads of good games. Check them all out. Anyway, let's get cracking with Beatwise Trigger. There we go. Little funny air at the bottom then. Whatever. Nice title screen. So, whilst the title screen is on there, playing that nice Pico 8 music. Lovely splash page, by the way. Cool. So, how to play. You can only shoot and reload on the beat. You know what? It'd be a lot easier to just show you, wouldn't it? Let's start the game. Nice little circle wipe there. Here we go. So, now I can read the description. You can only shoot and reload on the beat. You know what the beat is by listening to the music, but also the torch visualizer thing around us. That moves to the beat as well. So, it's the Z key to shoot and the X key to reload, and it all has to happen on the beat like this. You can see how it works. I'm going to use the controller now because my keyboard's really noisy. So we can move around the dungeon, and we've got a little gun that kind of floats in front of us. That's a lot like Enter the Gungeon. And as you can see, there are enemies that will attack us. Now, we can only reload once we've emptied our clip, which takes a little bit of getting used to. I don't know if that's something that, I think that's something that Enter the Gungeon does. Been a while since I played that, to be honest. But yeah, that does take a little bit of getting used to. But because everything happens on the beat, you can very easily get yourself into a rhythm playing the game. And it's really hard to talk not on the beat. I'm going to try not to do that. Anyway, as you can see, we move through the dungeon, shooting things. We can shoot barrels to get gold. We pick up gold from defeated enemies as well. And I think around here somewhere, here we go, we have the shop. Now all the shop has on the first level is some health. We haven't taken any damage yet, and I want to save my money because one of the cool things about this game is there are lots of weapons to try out, lots of upgrades. There are other power-ups as well that aren't weapons, but they kind of change your character in interesting ways. And it's things like that which I really like to see in a game jam game. Often, game jam games are quite restricted, quite simple. The programmers, the developers are really up against it for time, and you only see the kind of most essential game mechanics and elements being put in. So it's nice to see a game that has a few upgrades and has a little bit of depth to it. Now, on the subject of depth, I'm not sure how many levels this game has. Usually, I do try and complete games before I play them for the video. I got 6 levels down though on this, so that was it. Did I get done 7th level? Each couple of levels has a new music track, and the beats change. It gets a little bit faster the deeper you go. Again, that's kind of like Crypt of the Necrodancer. Maybe bullets per minute does the same thing. I haven't played it. So as you can see, there is our first upgraded weapon. I think that one is a shotgun. That's quite a good weapon. We'll be trying to get that. But if I can get 100 coins, I can buy it now. Now, I found that barrels, they seem to have more money in them than the enemies do, at least at the start of the game. I'm not sure about later on. As we progress, the enemies get harder. There'll be more enemies as well, and they're faster. And yeah, there's a real nice kind of difficulty curve in this game. These first couple levels just let you get used to the way things work before it really starts to get intense. To start with, there really aren't that many enemies, as you can see. Well, I've shot most of them now, but even so, to start with, there aren't many enemies. But further in, there will be more enemies that shoot back as well, so you have to start dodging bullets. It does get quite intense, which is what you want in one of these kind of games. It gets kind of bullet hellish, kind of. Anyway, I've picked up a new upgrade here. This is my shotgun. It's got 4 shots. Now let's see if I can fire one off. There we go. So you can see it fires 3 shots, and then we have to reload. Only got 4 shots, so we have to reload quite a lot, but it is pretty powerful, this. Good for rooms with lots of enemies in. Right then, so that's the end of the first level. We descend. So, level 2, slightly more enemies. There'll be different upgrades in the shop, but we have the same music. The music kind of changes every 2 levels that you go down, so you don't get too bored of the music before it goes on to another track, which is nice. And it's really important, I think, at this point, to point out the nice music. Again, with this being a game jam game, you often don't see much in the way of music or sound effects. Now, the sound effects in the game are quite basic, but they're there, and there's some nice music. It wouldn't work as a rhythm game without any music, so obviously that has to be in there. But still, it's good to see a game jam game getting all these features, because to be honest, you play a few game jam games and after a while you do get a little bit sick of these half-finished games. Anyway, that's not the case here, fortunately. Even if there are some features missing that Pixel Shock wants to put into this game, what's here at the moment is playable and it's fun as well, which is good. Now, normally when I do a video for Pico Playtime, normally when I pick a game, I want to pick a game that really kind of shows off something, you know, really good about Pico 8, something with really good gameplay or impressive graphics or something. The bar is a little bit lower for game jam games. You're not going to get the next, you know, genre-breaking, platform-defining game for a game jam, you know, but it's still some nice fun games that are worth checking out, like this one. Here we go. We're on another level now. Some nice music. Now you've noticed the little kind of circle of light around us. It's going a little bit faster this time. The music's very catchy. Something that is a little bit confusing with the music. Sometimes it's kind of hard to pick out the beat. I mean, this song sounds a lot faster than the tempo actually suggests. So, what you can do, or what I've ended up doing anyway, is just ignoring the music a little bit until you kind of get the feel for it. You can always pick up the beat just by looking at the kind of pulsation of the of the circle of light around us. I haven't really mentioned the graphics. First off, this little circle of light, there's some kind of nice palette swapping going on there to kind of create a dimming effect. That's really cool. That's nice to see. And yeah, all the little character graphics, some animation. again, with Game Jam games, you don't always see animated characters. Now, Pico 8's graphics are very simple, very restricted by design, so it's a lot easier with Pico 8 to put in a little bit of animation. I tell you something that I do like about Pico 8. When it comes to playing Game Jam games, if you see a Pico 8 Game Jam game, there's a good chance it's going to be alright. You see a Unity game, and it's like, people try and make a 3D game in 2 weeks, it's not going to happen, is it? But Pico 8, you can get a pretty decent finished game made in that time because things are so small and so restricted. That's part of the appeal of the console. Anyway, let's have a look. What have we got? 167 coins. Oh, there's some spiders attacking us. Let's get rid of those first before we go shopping. Something that I like is the way the gun auto-aims. Now, it's kind of auto-aiming through a wall there, which is a bit strange, but I think that gets around the way that Enter the Gungeon works. If you haven't played Enter the Gungeon, it's a twin-stick shooter. Now, you don't have that many inputs for Pico 8 unless you start playing around with extra player controls and things. Your basic Pico 8 controls don't support a twin-stick shooter, so making an auto-aim feature like that is good, and it lets you focus on hitting that beat as well, which is a nice thing. Anyway, don't have enough for the health pack and this upgrade. Now this upgrade here, there we go, inverter boots. Run fast when reloading. So you can see, besides weapon upgrades, there are also power-ups that kind of change how your character works. I think that the items on each level are kind of fixed. I don't think the shop is randomised. With Crypt the Necrodancer and with Enter the Gungeon as well, the shops that you find on each level are randomised. So it would be nice if that was a feature that was added, I think, because it does make it a little bit more unpredictable, and it also means that every shop is worth checking out because you might find that really special item in there. So yeah, a little bit sad that the shop isn't kind of randomised for each level, but it works either way, to be honest. We can kind of plan ahead actually, knowing what we have. I think this level, in fact, or maybe the next one, has one of the weapons, one of the really good weapons in the game that I want to use. As I say, I think I got down to the 6th or 7th level, maybe the 8th actually. I'm trying to think how many tunes I heard. And yeah, there's some pretty cool weapons further down. The scatter shot. I don't think I'll be able to have time to show you that one, but oh, it's worth it. You need to find it. Anyway, oh, I've reloaded. Now, an interesting thing, on the levels, as you can see, the music on this level is quite fast. The rhythm the rhythm mechanic, if you like, doesn't really hold you back all that much, especially on the levels with fast music. You can keep up a very good clip, very good pace, I should say. Right, I do need to reload, so there we go. Depending on which weapon you get, you can kind of get a good rhythm of kind of shooting and then reloading. You can kind of keep track of how many shots. I mean, our shotgun, for example, has got 4 shots, and then we reload. So 1, 2, 3, 4, reload, 2, 3, 4. Getting that rhythm is really satisfying. Well, I find it satisfying anyway. Right, let's see if I can get a bit further. I'm not going to worry about taking too many hits. Ooh, got a new weapon there. I think I've had that one before. Let's see what that is. The doubler. Oh, I see. It finds 2 shots close together. Oh, that's cool. It's kind of like the shotgun. Only got kind of... Well, it's got 8 shots, hasn't it? You'll notice as well that different weapons reload at different rates. So even if you have loads of bullets going down the left-hand side of the screen there, I'm pointing on my screens if you can see that. Don't know why I'm doing that. See here, look, I'm reloading 2 shots at once. So that's a nice little quality of life improvement there. Oh, this one's got loads of shots. Okay. Ooh, look, the level. I'll just go straight down. Another impressive thing about this are the randomised, procedurally generated levels. Not an easy thing to set up necessarily, but for a roguelike like this, and this is kind of a roguelike, isn't it? Yeah, you've got to have randomised levels. Now you can see on this level, the tempo is quite fast. The tempos and the sticking to the rhythm really doesn't hold you back too much. I think another feature that would be worth adding, this is something that Crypt and the Necrodancer did. Some levels have odd time signatures and odd beats. There's one particular boss, I think it's called the Congo King, where it's like a kind of Congo song, and it gets to a break in the music and all the beat stops. You have to stop as well. That's tricky. It'd be nice to see something like that in this game. All the beats, all the rhythms that you have to keep to, they are just kind of like a fixed 4 on the floor kind of rhythm. But yeah, that'd be a nice thing, a nice feature to have. I hope that this game does get some more additions. This is version 1.0 after all, the Jam version. So yeah, it'd be nice to see some extra bits added. But I wanted to show you this game right now, even if it is maybe not finished yet. That's just how I wanted to do it. Right then, let's see if I can get even further than I've been already. Or should I find the shop? As you can see on this level, these yellow flower, I think they're meant to be flowers. They're quite dangerous, shooting at us. Something I do find a little bit confusing, if you've started reloading, you sometimes anyway, let's see if it does it now. Yeah, if you've started reloading, you can't stop reloading until you've kind of filled up the clip again. I think it would be nice if you could kind of fire, get some shots off whilst your clip was half full. There's often times where you do get caught by surprise whilst you're reloading. Well, yeah, I think it'd be nice if you had the option to do that. Obviously, you're going to have to reload at some point. Anyway, now you see, this song, much easier to pick out the beats. Yeah, if there's another change I'd maybe want to make, it's maybe making the beat a little bit more pronounced. Pico is kind of limited in terms of what it can do with kind of drum sound effects, but I don't think it would hurt the songs to put a more pronounced beat in there to make the rhythm a bit easier to pick out. Because oftentimes you do just find yourself using the light pulsation effect to pick out the rhythm. Anyway, it's good that there's both ways of doing that there. Nice to see a rhythm game that you can play with the sound off if you like, or if you're hard of hearing. Accessibility in your games, it's important. Nice, you've got the stairs already. I want to see if I can get further than ever before. Ah, right. This is where I got stuck last time, or where I died. And as you can see, I'm very low on health, so it looks like I'm going to be getting stuck in the same place. You see now, we've got these ghost creatures that can come through walls at you, or come through doors. Those green things are quite fast now. The Pathfinder, the enemies is impressive. I've tried setting up Pathfinder in my games. It's a lot harder than it seems. So getting that Pathfinder in the game is something of an achievement, I think. The collision and the pathfinding seems pretty decent all round. There's only a couple. Sometimes you can kind of fire through the corners of walls and things. And I think I may have seen an enemy kind of glitching out on the wall once. But, like I say, this is a jam game. You kind of expect a little bit of roughness around the edges. Oh, this is where it gets a little bit more... a little bit more intense. A little bit more bullet hellish now. Those kind of turret things that are firing at us, they're a nightmare. Yeah, it's when you get into these more dangerous situations where the reloading can become a little bit awkward. It would be nice if you could fire without having to have your clip fully reloaded. Now hopefully I'll be able to get the scattergun soon, so I won't really want to show you that. Oh, you have to concentrate on this sometimes. See, this song has got much more of a kind of stronger beat, much easier to keep track of where the downbeat is, where you should be pressing the button for the rhythm. Those blue things, they are hard to hit. Yeah, you really have to reload or upgrade your weapons, sorry, as you descend, because some of these enemies take a lot of hits. Is there anything in this room? Oh, there's a lot in this room. I'm going to try running around more enemies. I think that's probably a more sensible option than trying to fight everything. So at the moment, I'm looking for either the exit or... I think I've already been on the shop on this level. It's nice as well that each level that you go to, or each set of levels with different music, it's nice it has different colored walls and floors as well. That helps. Oh yeah, they've got... Now that weapon, I didn't really like it that much when I last played it. I'm going to leave that one, save my money. The one I want to get is a scattergun. I'll show you that. Hey, here we go. Oh no! Oh, is it that one? Here we go, the scattergun. This is where it's at. This is the gun that I like. The individual shots aren't that powerful, but it buys a lot of them. And it's got a massive clip as well. This is kind of like our machine gun. Don't know if there is a machine gun in the game. I haven't seen one. Yeah, the scattergun's a lot of fun. Like I say, it's cool to see a game jam game with so many little bits added in. A lot of shoot 'em ups you play for game jams, there'll be one weapon, at most one weapon and a bomb. This has got multiple power-ups, multiple different weapons, different enemies. There's a lot of detail here. There's a lot of game here. So yeah, it'd be really good. Oh, I'm dead. It'd be really good to see this added to. Oh dear. There you go. Well, I think that was a good little run through there. So, Beatwise Trigger by Pixel Shock. Nice, fun, rhythm-based dungeon crawler made for RNDGAME JAM. I hope you enjoyed watching me play through it. I've enjoyed playing it, that's why I've done a video about it. So yeah, check it out. You can play the game on itch. It's also in Splore. So either way you want to play it, I think you can download it from itch. Let's have a look. Perhaps if you're on the itch page. Yeah, you can download it. So there you go, loads of ways to play this game. Give it a look. Also give Pixel Shock's other games a look. I've done videos on two of them, Ninja Cat recently and Ninja in the Dragon's Lair was the other one. Some fun, cool Pico 8 games, which is what this series is all about, showing you cool Pico 8 games, like I said at the beginning of the video. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching this. Do all the YouTube stuff. I'm running out of things to say. I always do this. I say I'm going to finish a video and then I just carry on. So I am going to finish it now. Thank you for watching and I'll see you again very soon.